Okay guys, I'm sorry for a lot of things in this video. I'm sorry for my hands. I have some white paint all over the place. I really try to do my best and clean it off, but I'm doing a little painting at home with my father-in-law. We're actually building a new porch, so I just did everything I could to clean it up, and I have some scuffs all over the place. I'm sorry for that, for the first thing. Second thing I'm sorry for is the setup. It's a mess out there. I usually film my videos just besides my porch, but since that's not available now because we have a lot of building stuff all over the place, I have to do it on a table in the garden. So sorry for the setup and sorry for the quick video, but I had to film this quite quickly because this is the Tidlös Marin. It was lent to me from a friend of mine, and then he actually sold it while it was within my possession, so I have to send it away. And I have to I wasn't planning on doing this video right now because I've actually catched a cold, and I'm just really not up for doing a video, but I thought I'd have to do it because I showed it to you in the unboxing, so we have to open it up before it gets sent away. So we're gonna do it right now. Okay guys, this is the packaging, outside cardboard packaging. Let's open it up. I actually showed you this in the unboxing, so we're not gonna do a detailed unboxing here. Then we have this lacquered plastic box inside of the box, looking good. Tidlös Scandinavia, and Tidlös actually means timeless. And maybe it's referring to the design of the watch because it's quite timeless, even though it's quite big. And we have some warranty cards with this nice little leather pouch or wallet or whatever you might want to call it. Tidlös Scandinavia there. And there we have the beautiful watch of today. Before I pick it up, I forgot, maybe you saw it already, Tudor Black Bay GMT today. But we're not talking about that one. We're talking about the Tidlös Marin. Let's pick it up out of the box, take it off the pillow, put the pillow back, and let's focus on this behemoth of a watch. And as you can, I guess you can see it already, it's quite a big watch. So let's run down the specifications right away. We have inside this baby is a Ronda R150. It has 25 jewels, and it's actually will last you 40 hours with the power reserve. The case and the bracelet and everything that you see is 316L stainless steel. The diameter of this baby is 44 millimeters. The thickness is 13.9 millimeters. The lug width is 22 millimeters, and the lug to lug is 52 millimeters. But actually, since we have male end links, as you can see, the end link is actually protruding above the lug there. The actual lug to lug, when you put it on your wrist, is actually 56 millimeters. So it's quite a big watch. We have a ceramic bezel insert, a unidirectional bezel. Let's check out the sound of it. 120 clicks. No backplay. Perfectly aligned. Somehow it feels a little rattly. I really don't know why. But when I'm turning it, I get a little a rattling feeling. Even though it doesn't have any play at all, it feels like it has play when you're turning it. That's really strange, but it's perfectly aligned. 120 clicks. It's a really good bezel. Sapphire crystal, as you might have guessed, and as you saw with the helium valve here, we actually have a water resistance of 500 meters. The Lume is Super Luminova, and I'm going to show you the Lume in the Lume portion of the video. And we actually have a fantastic 6-year warranty from Tidlös. That's actually better than what Rolex give you with 5 years, 6 years warranty on this watch, and it costs you 12,500 Swedish crowns. That is approximately 1,228 euros. As you can see, we have a nice little crown there with some kind of Tidlös logo. I think it's the logo, I really don't know, but it looks really interesting. There it is. And as you can see, the watch is almost entirely brushed all over. We have some polished details there. We have a coin-edged bezel. It's really easy to grip. It actually reminds me a lot of the Tudor bezel. As you can see the resemblance there, it's a little beefier on this one, but it actually has the same knurling there. Yeah, and as you can see, we have that classical black dial. We have the date at 3 o'clock, beautifully framed, really substantial hour and minute hand. And I'm guessing that this baby is gonna give you fantastic lume. As you can see, it's really generously applied lume there on the hour and minute hand and all the markers actually. Okay, and this is the lume shot for the Tidlös Marin. And there it is. Oh, look at it go. Look at that hour hand and that minute hand. That's some heavily applied lume. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I actually thought that there would be more lume applied on the hour markers there. It's actually, in some cases, it's a little unevenly applied, and it's I haven't had the opportunity to test this watch to actually see how long the lume lasts, but it's super luminova. It should last you a long time. But still, I was a little disappointed on the hour markers, but really happy with the lume on the hour hand and on the minute hand there. And actually that's all that matters, because you probably know what time it is even without those hour markers, just by looking at the hour hand and the minute hand there. And as you can see, this is as far as I can stretch from my camera, and it's still perfectly legible. It surely is. No, actually, this is as far away as I can stretch from the camera. I'm a little disappointed also that the bezel wasn't lumed up in any way. This is a serious diver, a 500 meters diver, and if you would like to time a dive with that bezel, it's useless. You cannot do it. I actually hoped that the bezel would be lumed as well. As you can see, we were just barely 1.5 minutes into this lume test, and you can really see those hour markers already fading, but the hour hand and the minute hand and that second hand is still going strong. So that's the lume test for the Tidlös Marin. Back to the video. Tidlös Scandinavia logo right beneath the 12. This is just a simple automatic 500 meters, 1,640 feet, just beneath the hour and minute and second hand set there. And boldly down at the bottom, Swiss made. And actually they're quite proud of the Swiss made branding, because if you check their website, they're actually proud that the watch is Swiss made, that it's not made in China like many other watches. And they actually have a cool story about how this watch came to be and the founder of the brand and all of that. Yeah, you see the bracelet is brushed, entirely brushed on the sides, brushed on the front. 3-link bracelet. One big letdown is actually that it's a push pin bracelet. It's not even pins and collars for the price, 1,200 euros. I think push pins is actually pushing it. See what I did there? But it is what it is. And the clasp is actually just a basic, it's I would call this a basic Seiko clasp. It's not like it's stamped metal or anything. It's actually a milled clasp, so nothing like that, but it looks like a Seiko clasp. It's really small, and this is what I said in the video when I was making the Tusen video. That was a small watch, 40 millimeters on this side, and they had a really big clasp on the other side. This is the other way around. We have a really big watch, 44 millimeters of diameter, 56 is the actual lug to lug here, and then we have this little small clasp weighing it on the other side. This needed to have a bigger clasp, in my humble opinion. And we have the Tidlös logo written there, and we have the open case back showing you the Ronda R150, and it's beating away there frantically, as you can see. Helium escape valve, we have some information, stainless steel, sapphire crystal, Swiss made, and we have that rotor showing the Tidlös logo. As I said, it's a substantial watch, but it's actually, as they say with the brand, a timeless design. Let's put it on the wrist. I'm gonna take off the Tudor Black Bay, put it right there, and let's try on the Tidlös Marin. As you might know, if you've been following my channel for a while, I used to wear these kinds of watches before I started the channel. I used to like bigger watches, and actually now I'm preferring smaller watches. And actually one of the reasons that I'm preferring smaller watches today is actually the Tudor. The Tudor is one of those watches that made me step into a smaller size. It's not small when it's considered in thickness, but it's small. It's 40, I think it's 41 millimeters, and it's actually not small, not lug to lug, it's 50. But I have smaller watches than this, and I actually prefer smaller watches today. And this is a big boy. As you can see, I have 20 centimeter wrists, and this is a big boy even for me. And I get it, it's a 500 meters diver with a helium escape valve. They always are big, these guys. They're always big and substantial. But this is, it feels comfortable on the wrist, no problem at all wearing it. It's not like it's particularly heavy. It actually feels good on the wrist. Maybe I should remove one link, and actually I forgot to show you, we have 3 points of micro adjustments right there also. But it feels like it could have used a bigger clasp, and and it's just too big. The lug to lug is 56, and I'm barely pulling it off there with my 20 centimeter gorilla wrists. So I think this is a watch if you really want a big diver, and if you're that kind of guy who really likes big watches, then this is a cool watch. You get a nice watch, nice specs. A little disappointing on the clasp, I have to tell you, and a little disappointing on the bracelet, being a pushpin bracelet. It feels really nice, it's comfortable to wear, we have it's smooth, but it's still a disappointment for the price point in my eyes. Otherwise, the watch is beautiful. I'm really surprised that the large minute hand there and the big hour hand, it's a legible watch from every angle, and it's not that thick. 13.9 is actually thinner than my Tudor Black Bay, and it feels good on your wrist. It just looks a little overproportioned for my taste. But how about your taste? How do you like this watch? Do you think it's too big? Would you pull it off? Would you ever... It's a 500 meters diver. Are people really diving with these watches, or is it just cool to have? I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not allowed to say anything. I have a lot of GMTs, and I never use the GMT function. Especially now in these days, I never travel and I never use the GMT function. I used to travel a lot, but not anymore. So the function in itself is useless for me. It's just that I like having a third hand with a color matching some other detail on the watch. In this case, it's red. As you can see, matching the red on the bezel insert. So I get it. You don't have to use the function. You don't have to use the function that you're buying the watch for. I'm not saying that. But when the function, the function being 500 meters of water resistance, and the function being a helium escape valve, when the function actually makes the watch humongously big, then I'd reconsider. Then I'd really reconsider buying it, because I'd think to myself, and that's because I like smaller watches now. I'd think to myself, will I ever use the function, and will the function warrant me having this big of a watch on my wrist every day? And don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful watch. So I'm just gonna say, if you like big watches, this is the watch for you. A beautiful, beautiful watch. That bezel insert is playing nicely with actually with the lack of sun today, and that pitch black dial that we have here, together with those large indices. It's a classic watch, timeless, as the brand says. Timeless it is, beautiful it is. Too big, yeah, for me, but maybe not for you. What do you think? Do you like it or not? Please let me know in the comments below. That's it, folks. That's it for today. As usual, I'm gonna tell you, if you liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you liked it really much, please consider subscribing, because it will mean a lot to me. And if you didn't like it, don't be afraid. Just give me a thumbs down. Tell me what you didn't like, and I'm gonna try and do better to the next video. But really, the comments with the tattoos, sure, give me a thumbs down if you want, but it's not like I can do anything about these babies until the next video. I cannot remove them. They are what they are, and they're there to stay. So yeah, if you like my mom, give me a thumbs up. And yeah, I hope you have a really nice evening, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.